I'm Oskar Nygren, and this is Imperfect Action. And today we're going to talk about perfectionism, how it shows up, where did we get it from, and what can we do about it. And to be honest, I wasn't really sure if I was going to do this video today, because to be honest, I'm really tired. I was up to 2 o'clock late night, and I was coming home, and I felt like, nah, today I can coast. I don't have to do a video. It's fine. Now, I'm not saying that you should always man up and you have to do this and do it no matter what, and power through. That's not what I'm saying. All I'm saying is that it's okay to be tired. And it's okay to express that you're tired, and it's okay to be tired on a video. We have this idea, it needs to be such a raw energy. You have to come full force and I'm just gonna take the whole world on, Maybe it doesn't need to be that way. By the way, I have a new whiteboard here. You like it? I think it's pretty cool. It's made of fabric, so you can't really type on it, but it works perfect as a background. So I'm switching it up a little bit. And also, another thing that I noticed is that, we're talking about imperfect action, but to really start getting this rolling and setting everything up and feeling that, the height is okay on the video, and am I standing correctly? Is the camera right on? There's a lot of takes where where the final video comes on, and I guess that's just a growth process, and it's okay. And but I just caught myself. I'm like, oh, I'm really obsessing with these small things when I'm supposed to do something that's called imperfect. So anyway, so let's get on with perfectionism as it is. And growing up, I think I was a very lively child in the beginning, and then you play around and everything is fine and free, and you're doing your thing and talking to strangers. My mom told me that I could walk up to people at the bus and start a conversation, and things that we normally feel is so weird and a little bit scary these days. But anyway, when school started, I didn't get good grades, and I was afraid of doing mistakes. It's, I guess, your parents just want what's best for you, and sometimes, because of how society is constructed at the present moment, they feel that if you do not do good, you will not get good grades, and if you don't get good grades, well, then you won't be able to have the right type of education, and if you don't have the right type of education, well, then everything is just going to be hard in life. You're never going to get what you want to get, and you will be miserable, and you will die miserable. And maybe that's not all the thoughts that's going through their head, but just that idea, we have to think about this. This whole society is so new, It's like it's been here for what, 120 years, when the Industrial Revolution came on and people starting to have a job, and those who didn't get a job, they were, maybe they get wind up on the streets and so forth. So that survival mechanism that they have, and that every one of us like have in our genetics, like ingrained from far on, that kicks in. And when that kicks in, they are afraid, and their idea of love has to do with, oh, I just want what's best for you, and don't do this because I will feel bad if you do it, right? And that fear essentially is masked as love, but they don't know it, and that's what most of us do, right? So anyway, so my when I got back a report, or I was going to write something down, I got it back with red markers and everything, and I wasn't shouted at, and they just wanted me to do good. But the child in me, I was so sensitive, so I really took that on really hard. And I mean, I also had a teacher in the school that shamed me for not speaking in the right way, and or reading in not a perfect way. So I had trouble with reading. I had trouble with I had trouble with how you see, speaking, standing up. I mean, standing in front of a crowd and doing all of that thing. I mean, that was something I was deathly afraid of. And yeah, and you see, it's almost like that trauma is still there. It's stick in my voice, and I guess this is a little bit of a catharsis of coming out and speaking this way. And I'm not really either sure how high my pitch of the voice is. I guess this is a feedback to me that, well, you should lower your voice a little bit. People can hear you. It's okay. You don't have to make such a big point, So anyway, I mean, getting grades in school and doing your best, that your CV needs to look pitch perfect and all of these things, or at least we have the idea that it needs to be that way. Well, that really sets us up that we just know is like, unless it's perfect, I won't be loved. I won't get the things I won't get the things that I need. I won't be taken care of. And I mean, survival is one of the main things for us. So if we don't get that, I mean, that terrifies us. So it's way better to, like, I'm just gonna conform so I can be loved by agreeing to the perspective of someone else. And I can't be myself, because being myself is the equal with screwing up, and screwing up is bad, so I can't screw up. And because our memory is there, and we got these feelings and these emotions, they are filtering our world in this light. So when it's time for ourselves, after we've done our work, and I want to get out there, I want to share this with others, then it's really hard. And we are so hard on ourselves. It's like, it's not that our teacher from school is standing there and saying like, look, you can't even speak right now. You're bad, you know. But we have a voice in our head that does that. And that makes us even more uncomfortable. I feel you. I've been there myself, and apparently I'm still there somewhat. Like I said in my last video, we're learning how to walk, and it's messy. But in the mess, there's beauty. So let's get into what to do about it. I think one of the key things is, sharing the rawness of who we are. Life isn't this perfect Instagram post. It's, again, now I'm gonna take an analogy from, I think Matt Schaefer is his name. He said that life is a mosaic. And a mosaic has small, tiny, frames. And each of them are colored differently. And it is all of them, all of those colors and all of the variations of that makes the whole picture. So there needs to be messiness in order for there to be beauty. And there needs to be all these horrible emotions in order for there to be other emotions. And it's like the light and the dark, those colors needs to be there to make the picture the depth of it. That's the beauty. So it's really about being in the process and taking it one step at a time. And that's how we learn. That's how we learn. Because I would say that life isn't necessarily about what we do, even though many of us, we want to have an impact. You have to become this grand person and all of those things. But it's more of whom you are becoming. Like the skills that you're learning, the perspectives you're gaining. And when you're gaining those perspectives, like the instant you do that, you can share them. And someone else will thank you. Because we're walking on this road, like this winding road, and some are ahead, some are behind. There's always going to be a person ahead of you, and there's always going to be a person behind you. I mean, it is yet to come that probably an infant is gonna like, yeah, I know how to make this what do you call it, mega hard equation in mathematics or whatever. It's like, I know this. He's ahead of you. No, I mean, people who are born, maybe spiritually they are advanced and evolved and all of these things, but coming to this place where we're just taking on and learning from each other. And that's the beauty. I mean, when we really start stopping the competition and the comparing with one another and just sensing is like, oh my God, you're contributing with this. That's when things can really kick off. I mean, imagine that when everyone is rooting for you. Like yesterday I said that the world is rooting for you. I mean, what a beauty. How beautiful isn't that? I think I feel done. This was fantastic. I liked how my voice got a little bit raspy and it said like, slow down. Don't have to talk that loud. People will hear you anyway. And I guess this is what happens. So until next time, guys, peace, love, and joy to all of you. See you.